Hello, welcome to a Lecenté video. This is the Fingernail Fixer. I'm honored to be the first guest artist that's been requested by Lecenté to create some tutorial videos. In case you're wondering, Lecenté makes the most amazing quality professional glitter. I'm absolutely in love with their products and have been for years because they're precision cut. You don't have to worry about bleeding. So the colors aren't staining the client's nails through your products, and they're not being wiped off by top coat, which is always really frustrating. I've started with a base layer of actually C&D shellac. However, because Lecenté is so amazing, you can use it with any products that you like. I've used a color that's going to be similar to the colors of glitter I'm going to use, and I have cured it so that I have a nice sticky top film. I'm going to start off with the color Lunar and just press my dry gel brush into it and then wiggle little circles of it onto the nail. Just putting a little bit of pressure in and wiggling it right on. Next we're going to use a little bit of Neptune. Just press and wiggle it in. And finally, I'm going to come in with some sleigh bells. And with sleigh bells, I'm actually going to press it over the entire nail so that it fills in any spots that don't have glitter in them yet. Once you have all three colors on, just wipe the extra glitter out of your brush and come in to burnish the nail. Burnish is simply a fancy word for ribbon circles. Once you have it burnished, go along your margins and knock any excess glitter off your margins and edges so that it doesn't break your top coat seal later. Then I'm just going to make sure that any excess has been knocked off the nail. I'm going to come in and protect the glitter with a thin coat of something really close to clear. That's going to protect the glitter so that I can design on top of it without picking it up. This would go into cure for however long the product that you're using needs to cure. And then it's ready to be used for our artwork. Let's start off with a striping brush. We're going to wipe our brush through the color that we're going to use to create our design. And let's do some really simple diagonal stripes. We can all handle that, right? Use a nice gentle pressure with your brush to get nice thin stripes. And then come back in and do the same thing, just coming from the opposite direction. Just kind of making sure that my stripes have balance. And now we've got a nice diamond pattern. I wonder what we could do with that. How about if we fill in every other diamond? So I'm just gently going to use my striping brush to put a nice thin layer in each alternating diamond. You want your color to be nice and thin so that you can see the sparkle of glitter through the color. It really adds a fun dimensional look to the nail. What do you think? I'm a little sad that this piece up here kind of ran together. So I'm just going to take my stylus in and correct that to bring my straight line back into play. Yay, now he's not sad anymore. Gonna kind of tighten this one up a little bit. And that's the nice thing about having laid down that slightly clear color, is you have the ability to clean up and tighten your designs because you protected the glitter. We're going to cure this layer of color before we add our next element of design, for as long as your color needs to be cured in your specific product. Once that first color is cured, we can come in with a second contrasting color. And just start in the center of your diamond and create dots that go to the center of the next diamond. And this just adds a little bit to the design. You could do stripes instead of dots if you like. Dots are a really handy way of doing stripes for people that don't have a perfectly steady hand. As you can see, it also ends up making an X pattern, so if you would prefer to think in terms of creating an X versus going from the center of one diamond to the other, you absolutely can do that. Once you're finished, you would cure that, top coat it, and you're good to go. Hope you enjoy working with Lecenté as much as I do.